Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 2002, I'm Mike Matthews. Welcome to Mike's Daily Podcast. We are located somewhere in Podcastro Valley.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Podcastro Valley, Mont, the last place on earth. Hey, it's Tuesday. Did you get through that Monday? It was a crazy Monday. But you know what? For some, that day was pretty good because their company said work from home. But you can't do that if you work in a restaurant. You can't work from home. And this is really tough now for
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Restaurant owners, restaurant workers, all these people that work in restaurants are getting laid off. It's terrible. And
Mike's
we have
Daily
to help them
Podcast
by getting our food to go. To go, takeaway. We need to take away, as the Brits say. I mean, some takeaway. But then again, of course, oh my gosh, I think we're all going to gain weight as a nation, staying at home, eating out. At first, it was like, oh, we'll cook at home. But now I feel bad for the restaurateurs. And I want to help them by eating at their places and eating their delicious food and gaining weight. And yesterday, I was realizing, usually I get a bit of a workout when I go to and from work. When I walk from BART to work and walk back, and then I walk on my lunch break, that's where I get my exercise. But now, because I have to drive in, because I have to be here super early, because the guy that usually does this is having some issues going on at home that he needs to take care of. His family has there's some stuff going on. So I have to do his show early in the morning. And that means I cannot take BART. And when that happens, I do not walk. And yesterday, I was on my couch for many, many hours. I got to know my couch. And at the end of it all, I didn't feel very good because I was like, I'm becoming a couch.
And here's today's podcast picture.
This is what is happening in the world today, is Mike is turning into a couch. Yesterday's picture was Lake Siskiyou, near Lake Shasta. Oh, what a beautiful scenic view that was. But today, because you have not seen him for a while, Basil the Boxer, he's going to be in the podcast picture, hanging out with me. You can see that at MikesDailyPodcast2002Counting. Because, it was yesterday, and I was hanging out with him. And who better else to get quarantined with a dog that hangs out like a big cat. So that's about it. Thank you for listening to the show. Oh, there's, I guess, other stuff going on. There's a stay-at-home order now in Washington. I thought they'd already done that. Nope, he's saying stay at home. And then, of course, we are here in California. We got the shelter in place. Florida college students test positive for coronavirus after going on spring break. No surprise there. There is... the Senate stimulus bill got held up, but talks are resuming, so everyone calm down. The coronavirus in London, police can be deployed on transport. Okay, so he's urging Londoners to stay off the tube, which is the, subway system they have over there. And what else? Oh, yesterday I was listening to a radio show, and all the guy did was give the statistics of how many people have the coronavirus, how many people have been infected in each country, and how many people have died. And I'm like, what does that do? Yes, we know the numbers are astronomical. But that old expression, but who's counting? It's really like if we're counting each number, numbers become just insignificant. We know a lot of people are sick and are getting infected. I just don't get it, like, saying the number. Like, he was wasting about 5 minutes talking about it, and to me it was just like, well, I've got nothing to talk about, so I'll just throw out a bunch of numbers that really mean nothing to you at the end of the day. That's all I'm saying is, it's bad. And we should stay at home. And I do have to go to work because of my job needs people here because it's media and we're giving people information, timely information. And I have to be there to help it because no one else was here to do it. But as soon as someone is here to do it, I am not coming in. I'll be doing Mike's Daily Podcast from Podcaster Valley, not Podcaster Valley, Mont. And so that's what I was going to talk about today. Here at Cafe Anyway, located somewhere in Podcaster Valley, Mont. I also heard today, speaking of Fremont, they are pulling people over. And they are, like, giving tickets. So this is the scenario I heard. A kid was driving over to his friend's house to play video games. The Fremont police pull him over and ask him, "Where are you going? You're not supposed to be out. Where are you going?" And he said, "I'm going over to my friends to play video games." Wrong answer. He got a ticket. I don't know how much the ticket was, but that's what they're doing in Fremont. Okay. Oh, and I have a coworker now who's showing up here, and talk about a guy who can waste your time. You know, when he walks in the room, if you ask a question, you get a 10-minute answer. I don't want to know how to make the car itself. I just want to know, like, how to change the oil. Well, that's a very it helps to know how to build a car if you're going to change the oil.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
He doesn't need to be here till 6. Why is he here at 5:44? As we go outside a cafe anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcaster Valley, the last place on earth. All right. Well, as we try to make sense of today's world, which I don't think we've done at all, have we? No? Next show, it will be Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, and the Brewmaster. Look who's here.
Hello, McManus. It's Chely Shoehart, good chef supervisor. Where's your lovely lady friend?
Yes. Where is she? She wants to be on one of the FF episodes here at the beginning of 2000 FF episodes. And she is nowhere to be seen. So, well, she said, "Can you wait to do a podcast and have me on it?" I go, "Well, that makes the show not daily anymore. And thus the name has to be changed to Mike's Something Else Podcast. And we can't do Mike's Something Else Podcast. But what you can do when you're at home and you're looking for stuff to do, if you have YouTube hooked up to your flat screen TV and you got the HD quality, there are some amazing things to watch. There are these travel logs, travel videos where they'll, like, do a list, because everything's lists these days. Top 10 cities to visit in America, top places to visit in Europe, top village, towns, things to see in Germany. And then there was one I watched about Dubai. That was fascinating. I'd never really even seen Dubai, and here you are seeing it in perfect, clear, handheld HD quality, these amazing buildings and the views and all kinds of stuff. Wow. What I saw of Dubai, it looks like a big mall. Everywhere you go, there's shops, and it looks like a city walk everywhere you go. That's what I got out of it, but someday, maybe, I'll go. Look who else is here. Oh, Mike, this is Floyd the Floorman. And this is John Deere, the engineer. Mike, stay at home. Good suggestion. Think I'll leave. I'm off like a prom dress. Wait.
No more.
That's not appropriate. Okay, next. I got that from The Critic. With, that guy. The guy. You know, that guy. The guy. Machi. John Lovitz. He was The Critic. And it was a show that lived for a little while after The Simpsons.
No!
Before Family Guy. Before that. And John Lovitz did this animated show, and I heard that expression there. Okay, thank you for that reminiscing. Next show, it'll be Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, and the Brewmaster. And enjoy the podcast picture today, which is of Basil and I. So enjoy your pet or your loved one. Don't become a hermit. Watch the drug intake. And enjoy your day. Enjoy it. We'll get through this. It's going to be great. When we get on the other side of it, we'll forget all about it. Until we all of a sudden have an anniversary and go, oh, remember what we went through a year ago? Good gosh. Oh, and they're canceling the Olympics, I hear. Although they're not, the people that are running the Olympics are not canceling it. They don't want to cancel it. But I think I heard today America is out of the Olympics, so... And I had an Olympic music thing. And it is gone. I stuck it in... Oh, here it is. Alright, that's it.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MikesDailyPodcast.com. Email Mike now at MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!